So you got this 17-year-old kid named Jesse Wilbur, and he's a white guy, and he's in a small town somewhere in Iowa, and he's a typical troublemaker. Always chasing cats, hurting animals, you know, um, trying to run people over with his car, stuff like that. Always fighting. Um, you know, Stuff's always coming up missing around the neighborhood. He's the type, everyone already starts thinking, okay, it's maybe him. So, long story short, he's in his house one day, and he gets into a bad fight with his dad, and he storms out the house, and he goes to his girlfriend's house. And his girlfriend, she's pretty much ain't no different. So, with both of them together, what happens is they end up, basically living out in the house because his girlfriend only had about 3 more months, in her place. She was living, and then she had to leave. So her and her boyfriend was there, and they did, crystal meth, and they actually did drugs and stuff like that. So they always want to get a next high. So now he's not showing up back to school, none of that. So one day, and this is around, it's 2004. So, what happened is they end up getting low on funds, and they end up needing some money. So after they end up, thinking about it, in their small town, there was a Dollar Tree down the road. So he had this Jason mask, and he was gonna go get the mask and put it on, go in there, and do it. So they get in their little, car, whatever, a little pink punch buggy, and she rides down there and she parks down the street. So just he's about to go in, there's an officer going inside. So he's like, nah, that won't be a good idea. So they end up going back in the car, driving down the road. Now, as they drive down the road, my bad, I gotta whisper, I got family sleeping here. But yeah, as they drive down the road, this is about, weed too, without no drugs. So, he's, his brain's everywhere. He's telling his girlfriend, go here, go here. So he ends up pulling over and say, here, I'm thirsty, out here, stop over by this food mart, whatever. So when he goes in the food mart, he sees a Brinks truck parked outside. So he sees the Brinks guy walking in the back with employees. So when he goes in there, he basically follows them, like, he makes a U-turn and follow them. So just as they shut the door and about to go in, he rushes behind them. And on duty, the guy ended up concealed carrying. So when he seen this and he seen that he was about to point the gun, he ended up shooting him. And his friend, the other Brinks truck guy, it was 3 of them. The other guy that seen it, they just seen his friend fall. The guy with the money ran off. The Brinks guy with the money ran off. The last one in there ended up drawing his gun, and he ended up shooting him. Now, in his brain, he's so tweaked out, he thinks that, everybody's about to, try to, do something to him. So he's inside the grocery store, and he just starts shooting everybody. I'm talking about, kids, grandfathers, everything. At the end of the day, he ended up killing about 19 people. So, when all the shots went off, his girlfriend, she been drove off. She left. The SWAT team come in. Now, they come in from 4 corners. As they coming in, he got, he takes the clip out. See, he only got about 3 more rounds left. It's a clear clip, clip inside of the M16. He ends up about to take his life, and as they they come in, he just says, nah, man, I can't do it. He just drops the guns. They they tell him to get on the ground. They throw him in cuffs. He ended up getting 133 years, by the way. So yeah, man, he ended up going outside. But yeah, if y'all like this story, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.